don't buy off plan until you watch this video. Guys, in this video, I'm going to tell you why you should not buy off plan until I've told you everything that I can possibly tell you about investing in Dubai. All right. I create these videos to give people real factual information and honest advice. Even though sometimes what I might say, in one video, things might change in Dubai when we talk about visas and regulations, things may change. And sometimes my information might not necessarily be up to date in certain videos. I always try to update everybody, okay? Because I'm constantly educating clients. I think it's very important to know when you are investing in the market, these factors can decide if you are making a good investment. The first thing I'm going to start with, if you are already talking to brokers, okay, you need to figure out, are they pressuring you in the right way or the wrong way? And what do I mean by that? Recently I've had multiple cases of people come to me and they tell me, yeah, I'm being pressured into this. I'm being told this is the last launch, this is the last property that's ever going to be available. And it makes them feel like they are the last person on Earth and there's a spaceship leaving and it's their chance to get on it, all right? So they don't even think about it, okay? So they're just like, you know what, forget it, I'm going to put a down payment down. And in this scenario, if you face this, okay, one thing to always check, if you're putting down, let's say, an expression of interest, just make sure it's refundable, okay? Make sure you've got it in writing that it's refundable. Again, I saw somebody recently put down an expression of interest, okay? And what the broker didn't tell them is that they're also signing a reservation form. This instantly made the expression of interest non-refundable. The expression of interest is essentially just like a pre-deposit, okay? It's a secure unit, which should be refundable from all developers, okay? And another thing, if a company is telling you to send them the expression of interest into the company's account, okay, there may be scenarios where I've done this in the past because it's the only means necessary. For example, the developer's saying, nope, we can only take a check, okay, and the client's overseas. So in that scenario, we've had to do a little bit of, maneuvering and help the client in that way. But straight away, we give the client the receipt that the developer have gave to us, okay, so everything's in writing and we can see, well, full transparency, right? Because I've seen some companies take the expression of interest and then write their own terms and conditions that is non-refundable and take it from them. Another thing to note is if you are someone who's a bit of a savvy investor and you want to get some more detailed information, well, then utilize the data that's available, all right? You've got websites like DXB Interact, Property Monitor. There's a few others that may not be accessible if you're not a broker, but definitely DXB Interact is available. And also, just going online and actually being able to see rental transactions and stuff from the DLD websites, okay, which is all accessible, you can get an idea if someone's telling you the truth, all right? And what I mean by telling you the truth, if somebody's telling you that this property will be worth this much in this many years based on these facts, okay, go and find out what they mean by those facts, all right? Let's say there's a similar community to a business bay, like let's say Meydan, all right? And we've seen a continuous growth in these locations. Okay, and then we need to compare the developers and the buildings. Has the developer got a track record of appreciating products? Because it's very quickly easy to see if a developer has launched a building and in the past 3 years, if it's not appreciated, then it says something about the building because word gets around, maybe people don't want to rent in there, which doesn't drive the market value up at all, okay? So utilize public data. Another point is don't just look at the price, calculate the price per square foot. An example of this, somebody came to me, and I don't really work in this area, but they came to me and said, Joe, I've just put an expression of interest down in Damac Hills 2, okay? And the client said to me, I've paid this much for it, and the price per square foot was around 1,000 plus, 1,300 plus, okay? And I'm not saying the product was a bad product, but in that specific location, all right, we haven't seen much appreciation in the apartment market. Now, this investor specifically wanted to flip their property after 12 months. Okay, the project's ready in 3 years, okay? Now, the brokers told them, yep, 100% possible. Now, I did a little bit of the analysis, okay, which very quickly led me to the conclusion that in 12 months, the property's probably just started construction or let's say one floor has been created with another 2 years to go. There has been very little appreciation over the last 3 years in this particular location for this particular type of product. So if you're being told that you can flip in 12 months, then it's an absolute lie, all right? The price per square foot does not match up to even the current price per square foot in the location, all right? Just because you saw like 750,000 or 800,000 for a one bed, well, you didn't really take into consideration that the size was only like 600 square foot, okay? Which, people are just oh, studio, let's say 700K, that must be a good deal. Okay, well, if the studio is only small and the price per square foot is 20, 30, 40% above the market value in that area, then it's not a good deal, all right? And it just takes like 5 minutes to work this out and compare that data. The last one I wanted to touch on is choosing the wrong location. Now, every location serves a purpose, even Damac Hills too, all right? And all these locations even further away than that. Now, It's just down to you what you want. And what that means is that you need to align your goals with the right location. So if your goal is to flip a property in 12 months or 18 months, then it's probably not going to be worth you buying well outside of the city or the main hotspots. You want to be buying into prime locations like waterfront properties or these new launches on these new islands, Maritime City, Dubai Islands, or Palm Jebel Ali. But if your expectations are, let's say, cash flow, then it's fine to go and buy in one of these areas slightly outside of the city. But then if you don't know about the location very much, let's say, one of the locations in Dubai land, okay, and the building's just a singular building on its own, there's no community feel, it's just a building, the building's substandard, and you just think, that's a good price, I'll just buy it. Again, this is another basically fault of what an investor does, in my opinion, where they just buy without really knowing the location. Whereas you can come into a community like where we are now, Town Square, where there's a community feel, there's parks, there's kids, there's children, there's clearly demand, there's 35,000 or 40,000 people currently living here, and you can still buy off plan, then that would be choosing the right location for your goals. All right, so take all of those points into consideration when you are investing. We're here giving genuine, honest, educated advice, okay, to all of our investors. We don't push anybody to sell. We pressure people when it's necessary. If the launch is, going to sell out in seconds, then it's okay. But we'll never pressure you into buy something without full analysis, detailed analysis, and that's where you can find all the information on how we do that below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. If you need any information, as I said, it's all below. Thank you very much.